Those midgets get wild.
They do. They do get wild. Just like the Mammals Wild podcast. Hey, what a segue.
Welcome.
That's the way to start.
Yeah, that's how we're starting.
All right.
So we have Timmy here today. Well, Tim, what's your full name?
That'd be Timothy Sven Johnson.
Sven?
Sven.
We're not fucking
Swedish.
calling you Sven?
Why are we
You guys
not
didn't
calling
know
you
that?
Sven, bro?
Yeah.
You guys didn't? I thought you guys
I didn't know that.
What are your
Well,
guys'
my
what
dad
is your
kind of,
middle
he
name?
went by Sven, so, you know, I wasn't really trying to.
What are your
Sven
middle names? I don't know
Jr.,
either
bro.
yours.
We know me. I'm Mark Mercury Mari.
What's your real middle name?
Mark.
Oh, okay, right. That's why you're
Okay.
Mark Mari.
So-
Tony, what's yours?
So I'm Anthony Lewis Lundy.
Lou, I knew that. I'm Cameron. My middle name's Cameron. Scott Cameron.
Cameron.
Dude,
Cameron.
Cam guy.
Got Scott
Shout out
Cameron.
to Austin's brother-in-law, Cameron.
Cameron.
Good
What?
dude.
We
Nice
love you.
dude.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller, too.
Anyways, so
There you
what's
go.
up with this fly, Tim?
So what up,
Oh,
Sven?
it's the Datsun fly. So, you know, I'm
No,
just
I'm
doing
kidding.
my.
Let's not jump into the fly. Just
Okay.
yet. That's a meaty topic.
It
So,
is kind
but
of-
I do
Alright.
want to
I
get
got
some
some
background before we jump into some meaty
Exactly.
topics. Let's talk about Tim. Okay, so Tim, little Svenny Tim here. Timothy Sven Johnson.
Svenny, Tim.
How old were you when you were like, I'm gonna play the drums? Because Tim here is a drummer, which we obviously did not introduce. Tim plays the drums and can play the drums.
I quit the
Quite
band,
well, quite well.
actually.
Tim
Okay,
actually
was-
quit the band.
Yep.
He
I didn't think we were gonna go there right away, but we are.
Okay.
Wow.
Tim quit, which is
Yeah.
fine. But I thought we would get some background on where your drums were.
I quit the podcast right now.
He's quit the
I'm done.
podcast also.
That's it. That's all you get.
I think I
Just
need to
please
raise my
don't kick
chair
any
up. Tim's a little too high for me right now. I don't like it. Yeah.
Everybody raise your
get
chair
up a little bit.
Do you want me to hold on?
better?
I'm sitting
Some
way
pull.
low, but that's because I.
Oh, no. You
thing
taking
has
me
a
down a
lock.
peg.
I'm taking him down a
Oh,
peg.
God.
Oh, there goes my phone.
right,
Oh,
okay.
wait, where's
You
my
don't
lock?
have to
Where's
go
my
up,
lock?
ton.
There it is.
It's going like this: high, high,
Headbang.
low, low. We're doing some weird shit here, people.
Anyways,
Get the levels, you know.
so Tim quit the
Point
band.
is-
we don't like him no more.
Yeah,
Is that-
Timmy
is that-
quit.
Hey,
We're
am
pissed.
Am I high enough for you, Scott?
So,
We did just have a good jam, though.
we did jam
I
very
would
well.
like to
That
add
was really fun.
That was a fun jam.
That was
Always a
fun.
good time. I've
Yeah.
been playing with Tim since fucking, 7th, 8th grade?
Background.
Right?
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
7th and 8th grade.
Let's hear it, Tim.
So Tim, when did, like I said,
Okay.
when did you want to start playing the drums, buddy?
So, funny story about that. I was probably like, you know, I was a young squire, and we were at a party, and like one of our family friends, their dad was in this band called the Spastics. Kind of a sick name.
Okay.
And they had, you know, the whole band set up. I never seen like, you know, instruments and stuff like that. And the drummer had like a beastly setup. You know, tons of cymbals, all kinds of drums. And like I took one look at this thing. I'm like, what the hell is that? You know, like I gotta know what's up. And so I'm just like fascinated. And then he starts playing the drums, you know, like warming up. And he was a good drummer and shit. And you know, I pretty much knew instantly that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't understand it. I don't know what it was called, what it was, but I knew like
How old were you? Did you say?
I was probably around 4 years old.
4 years.
How do you remember the name of the Spastics?
The Spastics.
How do you remember the
Just
name?
because it was
Your
our
parents
like
told
family
you, or-
friend and stuff.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
they
right.
they've been around for a while.
So I'm 4 years old. I remember
then-
the Spastics. I
Was it
went to
one
the
of-
concert.
Was it one of your dad's like friends?
No,
'Cause
it's my
he's a
mom's
musician.
like
Oh,
best
okay.
friend, her husband.
Gotcha.
So,
His
so there's more
name
stuff.
was Jim Lundeen.
Mm.
And he played like bass. Or James Lundeen, yeah. And then
Probably
like
related to Tony.
Can I break in here real quick and how did they? What was there a Lundin Lundin?
yeah, within a because you're Lundy, they had an entity.
We might be from the same region though. Are they Scandinavian?
Same tribe.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
We'll find out.
But
I'll look him. I'll look him up.
so like after that, like my parents, they both played music. My dad played guitar and mom played the bass, and they're like, you need to pick an instrument. So that was a pretty easy choice. I wanted to play drums. And so at 4 years old, they got me my first drum kit.
At
Yeah.
4? That orange one you had since
No,
you were
no,
4?
this was a
It was
little
different
black one. It was like a small, like children's kit.
Okay.
Dang.
And then I might have been 5 or 6 years old, but I was very young. And then I took jazz lessons from this guy, James Zitro, out of it was a storage unit, so it wasn't even like a house. Like you go to the storage
Blow
unit.
up James's spot.
Shout out to Islo.
Storage unit.
Yeah, so like I distinctly remember like going to the lessons, for a couple of years, and he like showed me a double stroke roll and a paradiddle. He's like, all right, like what do you want to learn? And I like didn't want to learn either of them. I'm like, can we just jam, And then he's like, yeah, man, that's fine. Like, so we just jammed like for like 20 minutes, and he'd be playing. And I'd just jump in there, and that would, that's what I like to do for lessons. And then I had to do piano for like 3 years after that. And then I went back to the drums. I got a big boy kit.
Cool.
Big boy. Nice.
And that was, I distinctly remember like the song that did it, that you're like, all right, this is like, I'm a rock star, My friend Aaron Roars came over, and he played the bass, and then
Just talking to Aaron.
Shout out to Aaron.
shout out to Aaron,
Don't ever get an Instagram.
Shout out to Islo as well.
and he played "Rock You Like a Hurricane,"
on bass.
On bass.
on
Rock
bass,
you like a hurricane.
Boom.
and then it just like took like I swear our hair like grew out like instantly. And like our clothes turned into like
I think that's what
metal
happens.
clothes,
I
like
think
just
that's what happens. When
You started
You know.
speaking Russian or
Yes.
whatever those dudes speak.
like a tattoo appeared, like so I don't know.
Immediately.
Scorpion tattoo on your wrist.
Just the hardest.
You're
beat
wearing
ever.
leather pants and then you're at your mom's closet. You're
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
just like how to get this white snake vest.
Start. Yeah. Riding down the mountain.
Yeah, and so we played "Rock You Like a Hurricane," and then it was over, and then we just pretty much been
Well, you mean
playing.
that's when it started.
Yeah,
You've
so,
also
yeah.
been playing with Scott quite a bit as
Yeah,
well,
so
right?
Scott got in the picture because Scott grew up with us.
That was
we-
shortly after, I want to say, because you and Aaron started playing. That was maybe what, 6th grade?
I think it was about 6th grade.
Sixth grade.
And Aaron,
Wow.
Ryan was already playing with Jamie, who was really good.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, trip out.
I mean, Nick didn't start playing until we were like 14, 15.
Well, I played music forever, but I
you
didn't
did.
play guitar.
I got my guitar when I was 15.
Yeah, you
I
got
met this guy and I was like, look, you're like, oh, we're gonna be a band. I was like, yeah.
I remember, you got a guitar, and then Rita got a bass, and then I was like, well, fucking, I'm a loser, you know?
Kaylin Parker was, in
And
the
I think
picture,
I like
too.
got the guitar more out of like, I want to be cool, and then I played it and was this fucking shit for a long time. Still shit.
We didn't go out of
Still not a guitarist.
It's a tough one to
None
play.
of us are bad. I mean, I
Are
would
bad,
say
but
it kind
you're
of goes.
good.
We're in order of skill level, really here. Like, because
I
Tim
don't know
ain't
what that
bad.
means.
Tim's a decent one. Nick, you're pretty
I
decent.
play.
Tony, you're learning. You have just kind of started.
Notice the
guitar.
hair's growing, as Tim was saying, like the hair's growing.
As I
right.
start rocking,
'Cause you're learning
more,
from the
hair
fucking
grows
one, brother.
longer.
Right.
So Tim, all
Apparently
right,
something's going right here. I get
Tell
some
you what.
long hair.
trivia time, bro.
All right. I
Let's
love it.
figure this
Oh,
out.
Tim
Ooh.
loves some trivia.
Trivia. Okay.
Is it for
When
everyone? Or just
was the first skinned drum made? In what date time period?
Nick already showed me the
Jesus
answer and I
Christ.
forgot. He showed me 20 minutes.
When
before we
was it
started
made?
playing music.
I mean,
yeah,
that-
can you
that
give like
had
a
to be,
rough
like-
guesstimate?
That had to be, like pretty much like caveman times.
So what's
This is
like
like woolly mammoth
woolly mammoth?
period.
Yeah. I mean, no real right or wrong answer, but
I don't know.
Oh, there's a right answer.
well, there's a right answer. They
I
said
mean,
that they
do you already have it brought up?
historians. Yeah,
He showed
Like-
me before we started.
historians said
I'm all over here. Like, oh,
the discovery, of an actual skinned drum was from like objects as alligators and other animals. It appeared during 5500 BC.
There you go.
Dude, crazy,
Saber-toothed tiger shit. Dude.
bro. Crazy. One more
Yeah.
trivia. One more trivia for you. One more trivia for you,
That was
Timmy.
like 2000 BC, wasn't it? Like,
I don't know.
well, not far off.
Bing
Okay,
bong.
here we go. Got one.
I think you pretty much you got at least 75%
Who
credit on that
discovered
one. I'd
the
say.
drum set? What was the guy's name?
Drum set meaning what?
Who? What?
Elaborate.
Okay, so the drum kit wasn't actually a kit thing until around the 19th century, and there was a just
There's
like
a trap
that.
kit. that they made.
Yeah, like
Well-
a standard rock and roll kind of set. That
Yeah, but
everyone knows.
that was discovered and made by
Whom? Good question.
I didn't know this was going to be.
Oh,
I
are
mean,
we stressing him
I'm
out?
I was-
don't
I was
even have
prepared
this.
for, like,
I can
Lord of
give
the
you an
Rings, Harry
area.
Potter.
I can give you an area
You
where
know.
it was created.
I'm just curious.
Can I give you an area of where it was created? and
Sure,
that help
sure,
you?
yes.
I'm pretty sure it was
Give him a
created
hint,
in,
give him
the,
a hint.
in the South.
Pretty sure. South of where?
South
Wales?
America.
South of Wales.
No. Like in America, in the South, and like Georgia and like Alabama and shit like that.
The first drum kit is by this dude named D.D. Chandler in the 19th century.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go on to what ethnicity he was or where he was from.
It didn't say it?
I didn't.
Oh, you
I
just
was
made a
just
note. I
guessing
got
that.
you.
I was
D.D.
like,
Chandler.
I thought I heard
Well, let's take a
something
guess.
about
Where do we think he's? Where
yeah,
do we
where
think D.D.
do we
Chandler's
think
from?
this guy's from?
I got a
Chandler?
good guess, and
Okay,
I think
give
I
me a
might be
guess.
right.
I
Yeah.
bet he's a blues drummer.
Center.
He started the blues.
He's from Heartland.
Maybe
I was going to
like
say like
Nashville.
New York.
I
Nashville.
want to say like Tennessee, like
in-
yeah.
I want to. Yeah,
New York.
either he was one of the creators of these insane hubs in the center of the
That's-
country,
that's what I
or
was thinking.
New York,
You
or
know,
like
I'm pretty
not
sure
the
He's got to be
West.
like a city guy, you know, with all the influences, you know,
Yeah.
like
What
and
year
where
did-
they're
yeah.
not into marching bands, you know. He's like
Well,
trying to be like, you know,
I do remember reading a story about like the drummers came from like people like this like the slaves, and I hate to
Drumming?
say this, but like they would drum and stuff, and they like created beats and everything, and this guy like
Well,
went
in
watched
all cultures, man.
Well,
like
but this is what I remember reading one of these, and it was like 3:00 in the morning one time, and I was just like, oh god, I can't sleep. So I read this, and I remember reading that like this guy went and like listened to all these like basically like African tribes that were enslaved in America, right? And like came through and basically created a drum set out of it.
Well, it sounds like you're kind of just grasping at straws here because you don't remember what exactly you watched. But
No, I
When-
was reading it, so I really don't remember.
Right,
'cause
right,
yeah.
yeah.
It was like 3:00 in
yeah,
the
no,
morning.
I
was
get
like,
you.
Well-
we've all been there. What?
Yeah, I
What
went
year
on to
was it?
that too.
One more
Well,
time.
It was
What year was
19th century, somewhere early times.
Yeah,
Let's
they
see.
don't. I mean, it would be impossible to lock down because there's no way that whoever the guy D.D. whatever
D.D.
Chandler,
Chandler.
he would never have made a descent
There's a
off
picture
that.
of
You
him.
know.
That's
What? Is he blind? Like all the other famous blues musicians?
yeah, no.
Look at his. That's the
Sitting on a
jazz
chair.
Nick or Tim. That's the jazz
shit.
like way
See,
of
so
holding the.
It's a traditional
with the
grip.
origins
Okay.
then,
so there's
right?
match grip and
Well,
traditional
yeah, definitely.
grip.
But they
Traditional's the
also
jazz.
say that drums actually were first found in China and then moved their way from China to all of Asia and then actually slowly moved their way to the rest of the parts of the world. And then the drums actually found their way from Africa through slave ships here to America. So you're pretty much close.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all in this whole thing.
That was my
I read.
3:00 in
Well,
the
yeah.
morning.
So not the point. I digress. I just want to throw a little trivia
Yes.
at the old.
Well, I mean,
because last time we were here, dude, we were talking about shit, and we were like, I don't know, I don't get it. So I wanted to make
Well,
sure that if we did that, we
yeah, for
knew
me,
in
like
some information.
Africa would be the birthplace of drums.
right? But what they
China.
say, the
Yes.
skin
The
drum came
kit.
from China.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah, because it was China, and then there was some Turkish stuff like the snare and a
Oh,
few other
using
things.
skins instead of like a
Yeah.
gourd or a
Yeah,
whatever,
like stretching
other
skins
things,
over
yeah.
logs and stuff like that to get different tones. War drums and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty crazy.
Chinese are very innovative.
You
The
know,
Af-
you
the-
know
I'm
what's
sure
crazy
and-
is
powder
the
and
Native
stuff, right?
Americans built them the same way, and I don't know if there was the.
I'm sure that was a
Chinese,
learned skill.
Like maybe. Like
No, they said
some-
that something about like as time went on through Asia, because you got to think there was some gap. There was a bridge gap between Asia and America at one point, and I'm sure there was
Well, North
people
America
walking.
was-
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
back in.
I have a question for
Yeah,
Tim
bring it
back in.
about what was his name?
D.D. Chandler.
Chandler. So D.D. Chandler in this picture, he's sort of holding the drums kind of like this, right? Or the sticks, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So Tim said matchstick
Well, yeah,
versus
so-
traditional grip. So I'd like you to explain that
So-
just
Yeah.
shortly, and keep your hands maybe up a little bit so
All
people
right.
can
Well,
maybe see.
traditional grip is going to be kind of like this. You can see.
And that's like
that-
holding it over the snare.
Yeah, this
Right.
is going to be for the snare drum. This is if you're right-handed. You know,
Okay.
left-handed would be the other way.
Mm.
And you're going to kind of hold it on what's called the fulcrum. It's like a little point of balance, like right on the stick, kind of like that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be with the left hand. You're going to be between your middle finger and your ring finger, and you kind of twist your wrists. So that way you're able to get better rolls off the snare and better bounce with like less, energy put into it. Rather than moving your whole
you
arm,
don't tire
some
your
hard
wrists out
jerking.
and-
you're just
yeah.
kind of flicking your wrists. So
Yeah,
you're saving a lot of energy.
Sure.
And then with your right hand, you're going to have your thumb on top.
And you bounce it, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and this is going to be for like more, kind of powerful like strokes. You're going to be using the hi-hat and the toms and stuff. And it'd be very difficult to do another, like a side grip like this because you need a little more power with it.
So that was smash
Smash the
the
cymbals.
toms and stuff like that.
So your right hand's going to be on the hi-hat, that's the cymbals, and it kind of absorbs the bounce too. So like when you're hitting something and the two cymbals are like dissipating that energy and not really like shooting it back to you,
right.
you need a little more power. Whereas like if you're just kind of tickling the snare, that's like bouncing the stick
That's where
back
they're
to you a
getting
lot
them.
more than the hi-hats would.
All right, so that's traditional.
Terrible.
And then this would be matched, so it'd just be the same.
Match
Yeah.
stick. Okay, because
And then you also kind of like twist your wrist down too. Like you can have your thumb up and stuff, but if you want to get kind of better rolls, then you're hitting that fulcrum again and
and that's
using your
almost a
wrist
different
more.
style too. Yeah, that's
And
it totally is.
So like if you're gonna do a roll, like you can do a really loud roll with your thumbs up, but if you want to go a little faster and do like a buzz roll with your double strokes, it's easy to kind of flatten your palm and put your elbows out.
So traditional verse like modern or matched.
Yeah, so the match would be
Was
more
that-
like
were they
modern
matching-
rock stuff,
Right. Were they-
whereas like
Backbeat
traditional would be
yeah.
like kind of jazzier.
Sure, definitely.
So what do you prefer, and what would you say you
makes
use
sense.
more? 'Cause I know
I
you
use,
do both.
um,
I know you do both.
I use traditional grip the most. Yes,
The most. Okay.
for sure.
What would be like a song or a style maybe where you would go to the matchstick one?
Something heavier like Nirvana, like
Right.
if
You're just
yeah.
getting all
Did
the
it, did it,
power.
did it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's
So
exactly
you're gonna
what
be
Dave
doing,
Grohl
like-
looks like all the time.
you're gonna
shredding those drums.
and like maybe some like Led Zeppelin, classic rock stuff like
Okay.
that. Keith Moon.
But Keith Moon, I remember seeing him do
John
You would do
Bonham,
it,
baby.
that,
I don't know the
traditional
fuck
stuff.
that.
Anyways,
John Bonham.
very good answer. Thank you, sir.
Nice. So
Moving
Tim,
on.
what else we fucking got here, bud? So okay, growing up doing music. Let's see. You started playing with Scott. You're how old?
Like 14.
I was
Okay,
gonna
so
say
14.
14, yeah.
Garage band.
Yeah, we play at my house like every Tuesday, and then usually like on the weekend too. So like maybe a Sunday and a Tuesday, and there was like all you can eat pizza on Tuesday too, which was
Oh boy!
right by my house, where all kinds of shenanigans. would
Shout
take
out
place.
Upper Crust. Send us
Nice.
a pie.
Shout out to Upper Crust. all
Upper
you can
crust
eat.
pizza. What's
Mission
up?
Street, Santa Cruz. Come on, good pies.
That's good.
Sicilian style pizza.
That's
Best
good.
in town.
So, would you guys? I mean, tell me a
I
story.
haven't had one yet.
Tell me a story about when you were young doing some dumb shit. Let's hear
Okay.
it.
I think we got a
Let's
good
hear
one
some
with
dumb
Aaron.
musical stuff.
Which
It's,
Story about you idiots doing stuff.
I've got one with me
So-
and Dash. Remember the Soko story? Ugh.
Ooh,
do you
yeah.
got?
Soko.
Underage
Soko
drinking
gets you
is
Oh,
really
very
Southern
sad.
bad.
Comfort. Oh, I know.
I can never
Oh.
drink it again after. I have
Anyways, tell
such a
your
bad-
story. I was just thinking of that one.
Okay, well, we used to sneak into this pool. It was called Pacific Shores, and like over, not too far from my house. It's like you go past this place, Aunt Nellie's Pond, and then they have a big apartment complex, and they have a hot tub and a pool with like really low fence, like super chill. So we just hop the fence and fucking let all our friends in and just.
We would usually, the times that I went, I don't think I was here because I know the story you're going to tell. I don't think I was there for that. But you would just be nice and be like, oh yeah, we're staying with our friend up there, and people
So
would be
you
like,
forgot-
oh yeah, no worries, and leave the door open, and it's like, oh, those boys are with whoever kind of thing. So it was chill.
Yeah.
We've all been there. We've all snuck into a fucking pool, and if you haven't, do it.
Losers.
Absolutely try it.
Just kidding.
Exactly. So yeah, we snuck into the shores, and then we had a big crew that day, and we also had like a half gallon of Black Velvet,
Jesus.
which is some pretty foul. I think it's a whiskey, right?
Yeah. Brandy,
It comes in
maybe?
a plastic bottle.
Yeah,
it's
like
whiskey.
one of those
It's
plastic
whiskey. It's
half
Canadian
gallons.
whiskey. It's like
That's what Chrissy
Yeah.
Brooks drinks back home, by the way.
No, she does not.
Yeah, she does. Black Velvet.
Disgusting.
Shout out Chrissy. Stop
Shout
doing
out
that.
Chrissy Brooks for making me
Step your fucking
puke a little in
game
my
up,
mouth.
lady.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Dr. Pepper and Black Velvet.
Yeah, I know the Dr. Pepper.
Can we all get a... That's
the
the
elephant.
Black Velvet.
Anyways,
The Black
so you're-
Velvet
You're at the
whistle.
ocean shores or whatever the hell it's
the
called.
Black Velvet whistle. If you do that, I've seen homeless people crawl out of bushes.
You got some? I heard you got to have
Yeah.
Velvet?
They're like, "Is that Black Velvet
is
you're
that-
drinking?"
you guys
They're
drinking
like,
Black Velvet?
SoCo, get out of here. That's too
God
rich for
damn
my
it!
blood.
Give me some of that Black Velvet.
All right,
All right.
Jinx, yell me a
So
blowjob.
never.
we got the
I'll owe you a lot when we get to heaven.
Shout
We,
out to
uh,
Black
Right, you will.
Velvet.
We'll get them there. I'll
and
reclaim in heaven.
don't.
I'm gonna get an endorsement. All right.
All right, sorry, Tim. We're gonna have the fuck right idea. So Tim's on Black Velvet.
So
blacked
yeah,
out.
we have a lot of people there,
We
and
haven't
then
gotten there yet.
we
They just got to the
must
pool.
have had like around 10 hoodlums. 10 of
Hoodlums
us.
meaning the guys I'm thinking of.
Well,
Hoodlums
yeah, well,
meaning
there's
friends.
the wannabe gangster guys like
Yeah.
Louis and like Andy
Don't
and like
need to name
Edgar.
names.
All these
Don't need to name names.
all these peeps.
They're just friends.
And so there's a guy grilling a bunch of fish on the grill. There's like a grill
fish
next to the
is.
thing.
I heard it was steak.
It was probably steak too. It was like a whole smorgasbord.
He probably had fish.
Shit.
and
I heard it
steak.
was
He was doing a
steak.
surf and turf. I bet.
Okay.
Oh, see, I wasn't there. I wasn't
And
there,
one
but
of the and then he
I heard
went
the
up to
story
his
about
house
that.
to like go get some stuff. And so one of
House
the dudes,
meaning his apartment.
Yeah,
above
his
the pool.
apartment. So one of the dudes saw an opportunity and took all his cooked meat off the grill. Like took his fish and steak and just dipped out. They like went,
No way.
just a snatch and run of like a whole grill,
14, 15-year-old kids, like 10 of them who don't live there, not supposed to be there, steal some. One of them, one shithead, and I know this motherfucker.
Oh, let's make a name
fucking-
up, but let's leave the first
We'll
two
call him-
letters of the name the same and make a name up so I know.
You would have never met him, but
Oh, okay. Is he alive or dead?
I would
That's
know.
a good question. I
Call
have
him,
no idea.
let's just call him Pooey,
Pooey.
Okay, yeah, Poopy.
right?
No, that's poo. I mean, that rhymes with it, but we do a better name.
Anyways,
Okay. Anywho, go on.
his name
So
was Pooh Bear.
said human steals barbecue
So, yes,
from
they-
innocent man.
Yeah, makes off,
Says
and then
New York
the guy
Times.
comes back, and we're all like there, and then you just see this fury take a hold of this poor guy, like right, like we're kind of sitting there laughing, like what's gonna happen, and then like he gets to the grill, and then boom, just instant like cursing, and like screaming, like pacing back and forth, and then he starts like questioning us all. He's like, "Did you see anyone come up to the grill? Like, someone stole. I'm gonna break his fucking hand." he's like, I'm gonna kill this man, and like our eyes just kind of go up, and we're like, all right, maybe we should get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
maybe we won't
This
go
guy-
in the pool today.
This guy's about ready to break our hands. All right.
He's raging.
Meanwhile, Pooh Bear's sitting on the train tracks, fucking enjoying.
Yeah,
the
and they're
feast.
just like, the scene in Billy Madison when they take all the sack of lunches.
yeah,
And they're like,
eaten by the
they're like
train
laughing.
tracks.
Like that's what's happening over by the train tracks. Like
Nice.
fucking Chris Farley and fucking Pooey are over there having the time of their life.
Jesus.
Like smoking a blunt and a bong and a blintz. And so we get out of there and then we go back to my house, regular shenanigans and Dash, like our friend, he took a bong, he took a shot of the Black Velvet, and I had a thing of Snapple in my room, but it didn't have Snapple in it. It had bong water.
Oh.
It looked like iced tea. So the poor guy, he takes a shot of black velvet.
I was there for
and
that.
then goes to chug the snap one.
Oh
It's fucking bong water.
Whoop.
Gold.
Like not like bloopy bong water, like tobacco bong.
fucking
that's
hard.
even worse.
Extra worse.
Is
And then he just
No, he's
fucking,
dead. He died
schwaz it, and
2
then
seconds after.
just
Cardiac
like
arrest.
yeah,
Dude, he
massive
gave the black
diarrhea to
velvet
death.
whistle
Black-
and
yeah.
fucking passed out.
he blew the
died.
black velvet whistle, fell on the floor,
Jesus.
and then it was time to go to all you can eat.
What a sad
So-
individual.
You went to
We're-
Denice?
Denies.
Denice.
Denies.
Denies.
Shout out Jake. Denies.
It's nice.
Denies.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, make it so it gets better, guys. We make it. We're stumbling
It's
to
more.
fucking
Good lord.
to all you can eat, and we're starting to eat slices. And one of the bigger guys,
This is
our
not
friend.
the same night, but okay. Smash it together. I like your story. Yes.
he pukes all over the table.
All the football players, not the same night, but yes, let's say it was. We're getting hammered at the park. I remember I was talking shit to them because like they were all like wannabe gangster dudes. I think me and Tim and Aaron all were, because we were just like dork guitar player people or whatever.
Right.
And we were just like, you guys are so stupid. You think you're in a gang, blah, blah, blah. And then these big ass like football players who are our best friends were just like drunk enough to be like, what, dude, you better shut your mouth. And we're like, all right, we'll see you at pizza. Get to pizza. Continue your story.
Yeah, we get there.
They were hammered.
I actually so I
That
got
was
up
a quick little rundown. I love that.
because we have like multiple tables of like homies there. So I get up
Thought there was a ghost. Sorry.
and
There was.
and Andy
Some of
just he pukes green every like straight up green velvet.
Everywhere.
You were sitting at the table with
all
him,
over
right?
the all over the table.
Tim came up to my table, I remember.
And
Was it
then
like everyone's pizza got ruined?
yeah, like the whole like we had a
bad?
pitcher
Like,
of Coke.
Dude, the
everyone
whole
had
restaurant
slices.
is full,
Just-
and you smelled it through the whole
Yeah.
like
restaurant.
exorcism.
No
like,
no one left except for like the immediate 2 tables right next to him, and they just found other places to squeeze in. Like they hauled out
Yeah.
other chairs. It was
all
terrible.
over the seats. And then they get kicked out promptly. And
His other friends who were just as hammered but didn't puke had to like be like trying to throw $20 at these people. Like
they paid him off with a $20 bill, pretty much for like 4 guys. Bro, I don't know. They like threw a 20
They were
down
like,
and
"Just
decided to get
leave."
out of there. And
none of them went back there for like 3 years.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I mean,
They
you
were so
wouldn't.
embarrassed.
Yeah,
and
you
it
wouldn't.
was the spot where anyone who
I'd have
lives
gone
on the
there
west
next
side of
day.
Santa Cruz goes for pizza all the time.
Jesus.
I'd have gone there the next day and be like, I forgot my debit card.
Tony would
Yeah,
have.
you
What's up?
would. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. They'd have been like,
God damn
Like,
it, Tony.
I'm sorry. They'd be like, I'll clean it up. Fuck.
Like, no, we're keeping your debit card.
I have a much less long story that is very relatable that is more about music too. So we're at Tim's house doing the music playing thing because you did do the background explanation. We would go play music at Tim's house. Dash was there, same kid from the last story. And I'm almost positive, no, it was Black Velvet again, I think.
probably
kids.
was.
It was either that or SoCo, but
some cheap Captain Morgan's. We drank that.
I don't know, man, but it was fucking absolutely terrible. And like, I remember Dash going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and I was all, yeah, hell yeah. "Whoa, whoa, whoa." And meanwhile, Dash is like Tony's size. Like, Dash is a small dude. And he like quit a little before me, and then I just kind of kept going. We got like halfway through the bottle. We're 15 years old and shit.
Good
I was
Lord.
puking in Tim's bathroom. We're supposed to play music. Like, everything's all
Yeah,
set
Tuesday
up
like
it is in
3,
here.
4 o'clock or something. It's just,
What, in a
Yeah.
Like,
summer?
I was puking. No, it's like
School
right after
day.
school.
Jesus.
Like, we just managed to have a bottle of fucking whiskey, and then
we drank a lot in high school.
I didn't.
I did.
I puked.
We had beer club on Wednesday.
I
was
went to
beer
that
club.
like 4
Beer
times,
club?
maybe.
Yeah, we had a Wednesday. It was
All
beer
right,
club.
explain beer club because you went more than I did. That's
Apparently, you're fucking 16 years old going to beer club.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Aunt Nellie's Pond. Tim already mentioned this as well.
We had like kayak races and shit like that. And the kayaks would flip over and
That's a gross
drowning.
ass pond.
You do this
teenagers.
every Wednesday, huh?
yeah, so it'd be at a different spot every month. There's bottles like, do you know Carlo Rossi?
like
Like those
always
cheap the
at-
cheap
Oh, yeah.
wine.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So those are a must. There's like 2 or 3 Carlo Rossi's floating around. There's beer floating around.
I like
usually
it
like
because they had the little grip on the handle.
yeah, and everyone would share too. So you'd like go up and like as a club. So like everyone was
Just
about
getting a ham busy.
sharing. Space bags were like a thing
Yeah.
too.
Slap bags.
Fucking bag of wine.
I know all about that.
All right.
Um,
Alcohol and partying aside, let's talk about this giant fly.
Oh,
Or
the
something.
Dobson, the toe biter.
You had a story you were going into.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you're saying something about Dash.
Oh no, I just said it.
oh,
I
so
thought
it's
I
just
thought
a-
it did. Sorry, you were talking about your other thing. The literally super short. It's fucking. We went to Tim's house after school. Drank all that fucking SoCo or Black Velvet, whatever the fuck it was. That's the whole story. I was puking in the fucking toilet while they're playing music, and it's like hurting my head how loud the bass and everything was because the music was right there, and I was right here puking on the toilet.
Fucking
It was
Ralphin.
just horrible for like 2 hours.
And you can't leave. You're just
and
trapped in there.
Well, I could have if I was able to, but like, yeah, and then fucking.
Yeah.
I think your mom knocked on the door a couple times. I was like, I'm okay, and like,
It's good.
yeah, no worries.
Doing
And
the
then
Black
I'm
Velvet
fine, Barb.
whistle.
dude, I walked my bike all the way back to my mom's house, like that, couple mile walk.
Yeah.
Like,
The walk of shame.
just puking every like couple hundred yards. It was terrible. I can't believe a cop wasn't like, "Do you need to go to the hospital, kid?" Anyways, that's my.
You're like,
story.
no, I have the terrible flu.
Yeah.
Fucking
Too bad you guys
poison.
had to play with Dash's bitch ass because he can't play guitar for shit.
Nah, he couldn't
Dash
play.
probably actually is way better now, unless he stopped.
No, he there's no way that dude plays.
Well, God bless him. Shout out Dash.
I mean, who knows? So, we got a fly that we're going to talk about. Let's see this fucking fly. What's this fly?
The Dobson fly. Menacing.
The menacing Dobson
Straight
fly.
like the thing I'm the nightmare man. The Dobson.
The shit nightmares are made of.
So what the fuck are we talking
Yeah,
about?
so,
So
hold
it's
on.
known as the toe biter.
Okay, so I want to know what Tim knows about the Dobson fly before we go ahead and bring up any information.
All right,
so we
fun
can
fact:
see it.
the
Fun
males
fact.
the males don't bite, but
All
the
right, Bill
females do bite.
Bite who? Toes?
They
And-
bite. They'll bite your toe.
Where the fuck are these things
They're
located?
found in North
They're
America.
that fucking big.
Flip that
Where
thing
in
around.
North
Can I see
America?
it?
They're probably
Or is
in
that
like
hard?
kind of
Just to flip the screen
Central
around, I mean?
Central America.
Well, that's not North America, first off.
Well,
I
no,
got one of those
no,
in
I
my
mean
room
the
right now. You guys
center
wanna see
of
it?
North
Oh, that's a
America,
mosquito.
like
There you go.
mid. You know the
You saw it. I
maybe
know.
But- so
Midwest.
these-
I'm just spitballing
I
here.
like it. So in the Midwest, these things exist?
So they are
During what
found
time
in-
of year?
They're found in Eastern California.
Eastern
Spring.
Oh, so they are in California. Okay, so on the West Coast.
Eastern-
Eastern California, in the farm fields, they find them.
Yeah, dude. These things are
and
nuts.
They travel all the way to the East Coast, pretty much, and they go.
So
all
they
the way
migrate
up
across the
to
country.
Canada, and they go all the way down to Mexico, and they just destroy shit.
Yeah,
What do they eat? Everything?
Everything.
toes specifically.
Yeah.
They thrive off
They're
the toes
also-
of humans.
They also they are also in Asia and South America.
Well, I'm uninterested in this topic. Next.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the AI commercials. That's
toe
another thing.
biters.
Yeah,
So-
just for information, these
biters.
things are like
Fucking-
this is like a 5-inch long fly we're talking about.
Yeah,
But, like,
I think if you
insane.
see it, you're gonna know to not touch that.
It doesn't even look anything like a
You'd
fly.
be
you ever
like,
seen
get
a
that
fucking
fucking thing out
of
June
here.
bug?
So there's a male and a female, right?
I mean, I'd hope.
Like,
We know here, and we've survived. We've
check this out.
survived.
and the
they
females are
have.
the ones that bite.
and then there's
Here's
a
the question:
female.
we're assuming genders now, and we don't do that here in America.
Well, there's one.
Are we in America?
There's one that
Who
mounts
says?
the other one. Is all I'm saying, and then that's how they reproduce.
Nice. I think I've seen these things at your mom's house inside of a vagina.
Bajinga.
Have you
all right?
guys ever seen a June bug in California?
June bug?
June bug. They're like
round and
fucking fat. No, dude, they're like half a cigar and
Yep,
shit
yeah.
of winged
half
creature.
a toid, huh?
Ugh. Yeah, half like a
third
nice
of a
little
toid.
half- like a chihuahua,
A third
a
of a
big
turd.
chihuahua shit is what they look like.
We got a third of a toid,
pretty gnarly.
a half a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you got?
Well, the next thing you got is fucking me coming at you with a butcher knife. Because if
Okay.
like half
Nightmare?
a chihuahua and a turd, then I'm gonna be like, get out.
Speaking of toids, I fucking had an incident earlier today
Oh no!
in the restroom.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
I stumbled
What
upon
happened
a
in the
s-
restroom?
So I go into this guy's restroom. We're about to jam, and I got to take a piss.
My restroom? or
No,
Nick?
no,
Oh,
no.
My
Nick's,
restroom.
yeah.
Names will not be
And-
said, dude. He was at the Blue Lagoon. We don't know.
And so I like go to like lift the seat up, right? And then the toilet seat just falls to the side, like right off the bat. So, I'm like stalled or whatever. I try
Falls
to
to the side, like off of the thing.
off
all
of the
way.
Falls
thing, like
off
over
of the
over
base of the toilet.
So I have
I've
to
used
pick it
his
back
toilet
up,
as well. Yeah.
and then I'm
I
like
know.
pushed it up, and I'm trying to like lean it back so I can like take a piss. And then as I'm
Alright.
peeing, the fucking lid comes down, and I start
Slaps
peeing
your
on the
little-
lid, and it's like fucking like out of the side. So I'm like, I have to stop peeing mid pee, like lift the lid up, and then it just falls to the side again. And then I like look in the toilet, and there's a fucking toid just sitting there,
Well, Mr.
fucking
Hanky.
floating around, dude.
Floating.
And then I have to go back
Hanky.
to peeing on said turd.
It was like a U-boat that
How did you
wouldn't
not
sink.
see the
Yeah.
turd when you first started?
I was
pissing?
because I was like
He's
not
concerned
focused
about
on it. And then
everything.
yeah, so
What the fuck were you looking at? You're not aiming.
No.
Well,
No, I
at
pee with
that
my eyes
point-
closed,
At that point, I'd be
typically.
worried about the toilet like slamming down on my dick and be like, "Ow! Don't smash my."
Yeah,
dick."
so
Yeah,
I'm-
LP problems, huh, Tony?
LP. Well,
Little person.
Shout out.
I wonder. So, all right. So the whole time
So
you're
it's
just
big
saying
person
this,
problems.
I wonder if
Apparently
it's when
got it.
my dick goes into the toilet water when I'm taking a shit. That sucks.
you're snorkeling.
dude.
I'm not kidding.
Dude,
Um,
snorkeling.
gives you the old
no, but
dipperoo.
if you're an LP, right, and you're that level matches the level, like maybe it's a higher toilet or whatever,
An LP.
bro, and it's the fucked
He's
up.
calling me a little person.
I
Not
hear.
you. I don't mean you specifically. You're a little above the height range, but that's probably happened. Someone has a shitty toilet like Nick, and their friends like, "Oh yeah," no. They're like, "Yeah, you got it." Everyone's drinking or whatever. He's
No
at a party.
worries.
His dick gets just smooshed in the thing, and he just poor guy.
That's also how you
He's
take
just like,
care of the bullheaded clap.
Yeah. The
And then
what?
he's like, "Where are your fucking alcohol wipes? Because I need to treat this
Yeah.
incident."
So back in Vietnam, the soldiers used to get this thing from the ladies over there called the bullhead clap, which it would swell the tip of your penis up ginormous, and you'd have to smack it with a 2x4 and let it explode to get it to release. So it's
The fuck?
the bullhead clap.
Terrible.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
That's terrible.
I'm good on that.
That's why you don't let these giant flies or anything
Inside
else
your
next-
vagina.
Can we talk about music?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You
What about that
guys.
AI shit, Tim? You were talking some
All
shit
right,
about
so
AI.
AI has been, they have Chat GPT and like all these things.
No, I don't know, but yes, I believe you.
Well,
But
Chat
that's the thing.
GPT is like
They
an-
write
you
fucking-
can basically ask it kind of any sort of question.
Yeah, but it'll lie. Thing's a liar. Fucking like it wrote straight up like they asked it to like write something or reference a few things, and it fucking straight wrote a paper and referenced movies that don't exist. And
'Cause it
referenced
wrote those
books
movies.
and books that don't
it
exist.
wrote
It
those
was
books.
books, actually, not movies.
Maybe it's just testing how dumb we are, So once it's like,
I found
pretty dumb.
the cursed pizza commercial generated by AI is terrifying. The internet.
yeah, the pizza commercial is really something else. And in the ad, right? So it
I
just
want to
has
watch
these,
that after.
these like
I'm not
terrifying
sure if we're allowed to share this.
No, we can't.
information.
videos of like people like eating like generic footage, right? But there's something clearly wrong. It's like some sort of like bad acid trip, like in Fear and Loathing when he's like
Yeah.
looks around there, they're all like
Dinosaurs?
dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah.
That's basically
Eating
what
each
the
other.
AI did, like thinking like, oh, this is totally normal, because it doesn't really know like what's normal. And then on the thing, it literally said it's like our pizzas have like cheese, pepperoni,
Human
secret
flesh.
things.
Shut
Like he's
up.
got, and they literally, it's like it's advertising that there's secret things.
So
in-
what
in the
it's-
pizza.
What is
saying-
this thing called that you're talking about? This
it's an-
video? Because
it's
I'm
an
not.
AI
It's
familiar.
the AI
pizza.
AI pizza commercial.
So
AI
check this
pizza
out.
commercial.
Yeah.
All
Check
right.
this out. All these big
Everyone
wigs,
check it
right?
out, 'cause I haven't seen it.
I'll check it out. All these big wigs, like they bought this AI generator thing to generate their commercials for them. So they had this thing generate their commercial, and they're like, do this and this and this, and it starts doing other things
Creepy
that
shit.
aren't in the actual programming, and they're like,
It's
that shit's
terrifying.
gonna happen.
they're
Really,
like,
it's like
wait a
absolutely
minute, you're not
terrifying.
supposed to be doing
We
that.
gotta work
Like,
the bugs
don't,
out.
Don't tell them about the secret sauce. Like, well, no. Like,
Secret things.
No. Like,
Well, I think the deal
and it
is
generated an actual thing and put it live and
Creepy.
played.
Cool.
It actually played, dude, and now they're like, oh shit.
It's bad.
I don't know.
So
My cans are out again.
what's going on is like
Terminator.
That's better.
Well, that's the thing is like
Terminator shit.
Like
on.
how many
on.
other AI generated businesses are out there that are doing this that we don't even know of.
Well, here's the thing with that is like these dudes are gonna be doing shit to just like trick everybody. It's in trickery. You'll never know what's real. And the music, I've heard they've written music with AI music. I've heard like
Bet
an
your
AI
sweet
rock
ticket.
song, and I've heard like an AI whatever. I'm pretty sure that's fucking public domain. Pretty sure we could play that.
Okay, so all right, if we're
But-
on the subject of AI, sorry, not to cut you off. Finish your thought.
You're cutting me off.
Finish your thought.
You know you're good.
On the subject of AI, I'm sure Tim is familiar with this. I think I was talking to Tex about it, my lady. So one of the podcasts that I like, Dudesy, isn't created by an AI, and the AI is called Dudesy. So Dudesy created a fucking Tom Brady stand-up, at 1 whole hour of Tom Brady stand-up.
actually really good.
It's fucking solid jokes, like, and it sounds like Tom Brady. It's delivered very like it's a robot.
It's very fast.
But yeah, well, there's no crowd. Like the AI just made it. But they got sued by Tom Brady's lawyers and shit for defamation or whatever.
Yeah,
and
like
all this.
they
shit.
did like a Joe Rogan podcast. I heard they made one. They did it. They had Chat GPT like write a Joe Rogan podcast.
Really?
They had him. They did a fucking Donald Trump being interviewed by a Joe Rogan podcast.
That's awesome.
They did fucking.
That's so
the
interesting.
creator of Chat GPT. They did a fucking podcast, a fake one.
See,
Yeah,
I
it's
have no
fucking-
idea how I feel
it's
about
fucked
it.
up.
'Cause
I don't like it.
don't know. I
Personally,
just
the
don't
reality is there's people like, fucking AI, it's cool, it's not gonna do shit. But the thing is, dude, is like, it's not about like there's this thing called a normalcy bias that people have, and when like you think you're good and you do shit by your book, like you think everybody else is doing shit by your book, and that's
Sure.
not how it goes. The reality is it's a fucking race to like get whatever technology they have. It's a race to see whoever gets like there first, like whoever is the most advanced first. Like if they can make AI that's like undistinguishable from a human, or they can make things that like will answer questions like will have reason and logic and be able to like distinguish between left or right, this, that, or the other. Like that's the scary part, because then it can lie.
Yeah.
It can start lying. It can start making up shit. It can start doing things,
Misleading
and if it's really hooked up to the
manipulating.
motherfucking internet, it's hooked up to everything. It's the ultimate hacker. So at a certain point, like it becomes like, okay, well, you create this thing that has either they say no emotion, and it goes by like data points, and it goes off of basically like certain data points, and then collects all this information and makes its most reasonable. Like I could put the outcome is the most reasonable,
Mathematically,
like equated, basically.
yeah, mathematically
I don't know what I'm trying
likely.
to say. Point is it's that far already that making podcasts and doing shit and music, and like you got to think, give it 10 fucking years, and you'll never know if the music you're listening to or the shows you're watching were written by or created by some artificial intelligence or helped create, X, Y, or Z. And that's the shit part, because what if it becomes so good that it
Indistinguishable.
makes a whole nother genre of shit, does
It
this whole other
already
thing?
is insanely good.
Yeah. So I think it's scary to a point that like it can help, but it's also abuse, in a weird, egregious way. Can't hear.
You just keep fucking jiggling it. It's
Well, it's
okay.
like-
I'm good. I'm good.
It could probably get to the point where it can like simulate like reality or like truth for you. So I mean, getting kind of into like some Matrix shit. Like the Matrix is a simulation. So like, if AI is able to like
It's all right.
pretty
Yeah.
much
Right.
trick you into thinking things are real,
Scotty, you done
when
over
it's
there?
really it's just kind of almost
Just those
a step towards the simulation argument.
Sure.
It is. I mean, and I think,
A
dude,
lot of people believe in that.
we don't even. I mean, if we go there, it's deep as shit, because that's like all day. But basically, dude, I agree. I think that we're at an apex of like, okay, here's humanity with technology. It's like this, like the whole Adam and Eve. There's a certain point, like this is like contrasting to that kind of same idea when Eve ate of the tree of knowledge. She gave Adam a bite, they all fucking like gained this knowledge that God was like, hey, that's not what the deal is, because Adam supposedly hid himself from God because he realized he had no clothes on and was like, holy shit. And God's like, why are you hiding? And he's like, I'm naked. And he's like, oh, you ate from the tree of knowledge. So it's the same idea that we're in this apex of like, okay, we have this insane amount of technology that will take us from being humans to like the next level of advancement.
Like cyborg kind of thing.
If even more so than
We have cyborgs.
But
we
I'm saying
have had
more
since like the 80s, technically.
but like more so
It's
now.
the pacemaker is what I mean.
Right. But more so now than ever. I think we have it'll like, that's just what I'm thinking. Like fucking dude, like more so now than ever, we're pulling from the tree of knowledge, being like, okay, do we take this bite? That's what the AI thing is. How far do you take the bite? Because like, what is it? We've all watched the movie The Matrix. When Neo gets unplugged, he's in this like
never
huge
seen it.
farm.
I'm kidding.
I think
He's in a
The
huge
fields.
farm of
Yes.
the fields, right? The fields, and like
Towers of like human
People.
farm. Yeah.
well,
yeah. So dude, that's where we're at. Once once you're unplugged, dude, and we're
We're-
plugged in,
we're
fuck,
the
it'd be
next
hard to
solar
unplug.
system.
But what if that is what happens when you die? You go to that fucking
We're the
tower
next solar
spot.
system.
Done.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you could just wake up from a dream,
knows? Yeah.
and
It
be
sure
like in
would
a
suck
totally
ass to
different
have
body.
to fucking go into the real world.
Yeah.
If you were lucky,
I mean,
they'd
people
plug
think
you
this
in,
shit
but-
sucks. Like if you had to like actually go into the real world in the Matrix, right? Like in
Matrix.
the movie The Matrix, like that
it's
shit
gonna
was
be, it's
tough,
like one of
bro.
those things you just like walk in and you don't walk anywhere because you're already like you're sitting in a gel pod. They're like, oh, here you go.
Well, no, they just
So
like hook
if
you
you're-
up to
if
the
you're
wires
one
and
of
you
the
think
luck-
you're
if
doing
you're one of the
shit.
lucky ones
They're
who
like,
gets to
"Today you're-
escape,
Today you're gonna go walk in the woods.
if you're one of the lucky ones who gets to escape, you have to serve on the fucking Nebuchadnezzar under
Well,
goddamn
no, you have to
Lawrence
serve for
Fishburne's
Zion.
crazy ass.
It's
For
he's just
Zion.
one ship of many. But
Yeah,
like
but I would choose
The
the.
There's-
is it
there's people
that are born, like-
I can't.
Nebuchadnezzar. Yes.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar.
That was close.
But yeah, there's like the whole Zion thing. Like there's people born underground,
Ah, fuck
and it's
Zion.
also kind of like almost like a
Just kidding.
Plato had this allegory of the cave. Where you had like these people in the cave and they were looking at like the shadows, from the fire, like on the walls, and he's saying like you're not really looking at the fire, you're looking at the shadow of the fire, the form. And then pretty much I think like when you get unplugged, it's like, you're leaving the cave, which is like how they were in Zion, like they fucking leave their underground cave. And when you see that world, like, I mean, you could imagine like you're seeing colors and like
Right.
things as they are like for the first time. Right. And so like, when Neo gets unplugged and he sees the real world, like, and tastes food, like they're filling him through like all those acupunctures, or like, you've never used your muscles before. So like, it's almost like when you like get out of the cave, you're using your mind for the first time, And so like, we're all kind of like asleep in this cave. And then if you go outside, you'll be using your mind for the first time, which is basically like real freedom, and that can be really overwhelming and scary. And some people aren't ready to be free too.
I'm scared, Papa.
So
Hold me.
Don't be scared.
Papa.
Hey,
some people go
Fuck
back into
Neo.
the cave.
They do. It's very true.
Like they'll go out of the cave and they'll come back.
It's very true. It's very true. It's a good parallel to basically opening up your consciousness and your mind. Dude, yeah, crazy.
That was good. That was really good.
Good parallel, brother. Good parallel. Well, AI's taking over. We all know that. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I support it. Though.
Real
I
music
get that
rules.
people are scared and shit, but like,
And,
I kind of support it to some degree because,
Yeah, if everything else is done for me, then I can just sit around and do nothing.
well, that's
The-
what I'm
the only
saying.
thing
Like,
else
it can
needs to do is
make
produce money for us.
it can
is all I'm saying.
expedite
It's
so
just
much
once you
shit,
have
you
enough
know?
AI to produce money for yourself, and then that way you can.
I have
watch
AI
it,
monsters.
like,
I have little monsters.
then you
pocket monsters.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I was
Okay,
just-
one last story before we stop. I got some shit. AI
Okay.
monsters. It goes in
Oh
with your
yeah,
pocket
Christ!
monster.
This is the best one. I'm glad we're It's what I'm thinking, right?
What? Oh, the story? Fuck. I mean,
Wait, all right. Just say what you're gonna say, and then we're gonna have to do.
I was
the
gonna
other
say I was
story.
downtown and one guy was walking. This lady was walking past this one dude. One time he's standing there in the corner, kind of doing his thing. He's all, "Hey, lady," and I'm like about 10 feet from the lady. He's like, "I got a pocket full of monsters," and she just is like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And he like, she jumps
God.
back and shit, and he kind of like gives her this crazy look, and I kind of fucking look at him, and he kind of looks at me, and I like walk past, and she's just like, "Fucking asshole."
Yeah.
I was like,
pocket full of
okay.
That's why you don't
Alright.
tell ladies you have pockets.
I was
full
like,
of
He didn't
monsters.
have any Pokemon cards or
6'5", nothing.
Not even
Fuck.
throw it out,
Terrible.
like, wow.
But okay,
An
so here it
asshole.
is, dude. I'm fucking working this jiu-jitsu tournament this weekend.
Let's hear
Yes. Yes.
Check
this
it.
is good.
Yes, working Cinco. I'm working
I love this,
6
but
de
I'm gonna-
Mayo. Oh,
Whatever,
we'll be done
asshole.
here
Oh,
shortly.
hold on. No, never mind.
You'll
I
be
got
done
this.
shortly.
Let's do this.
So, Jesus Christ, Tony, hold it together. I'm just kidding. All right. So, 6 de Mayo. We're working,
See,
crushing.
see.
I'm at this jiu-jitsu tournament.
Whereabouts?
This is in Woodside, California.
Okay.
This is near Atherton, Palo Alto. And
A little bit swanky.
swanky, high level spots. High level spots. A lot of high flute and sleuths there. So
Ooh, sleuts, huh?
yeah, looking
Ooh,
good.
they probably got nice biceps
Yeah, they
from
do.
doing the old jits.
Yeah. High fluting people, pretty good stuff. So I'm working it, and like I'm the guy usually that like makes people like, you got to move along, can't stand here, no coaching inside the ring, yada yada, telling people kind of how it goes, answering questions when I can, being helpful, and
Being a dick.
yeah, mostly.
Get
And
out of the way.
I'm all, you're in the way, kid. Who's that? Your
Alright.
parents? Nobody cares.
Hey, Bing Bong, fuck your life, all right?
So
Get
Move it
out
along.
of the ring.
and I'll tell you what, if you have kids, cool. But, you know, your kid isn't fucking special at these things. No offense. And I'll straight tell you, like, you just need to leave them alone, let them do their thing, go crush it, and then be their parent after. Because when they're in there doing their thing, they get so confused when the parents are like, little Danny, oh, they're freaking out. The kid's like, fuck, should I freak out? You know? So you got little Bill Clinton over here trying to like, oh, I don't know if I need
little
this.
Bill?
Ooh. Anywho, point is,
Danny's
parents,
over here to choke
chill out.
hold.
Chill the fuck out, jujitsu parents.
I'm over there doing
it.
jits, making sure people are doing their jobs, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking past the back near the podium, getting ready to go sit at the head table because that's where I sit.
Because he is the head of the table.
I am the head of the table. I really don't sit there.
Black belt,
I'm
Mark.
about ready to walk around. Point is, go near the middle table, walking past, and just a pile of people with masks and like just they're in the wrong spot, clogging everything up. And like I'm kind of looking at them, and I'm looking around, and I see this other person who's about ready to compete, and he's got a mask on and a hat, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what is this, you know? And then I look at these people, and I'm thinking in my head like, I'm gonna tell these fucking people to move, you know, because they're in the wrong spot. But there was like the prime watching spot, right? But yet I was like, nah, you got to go stand with the rest of those spectators because I don't know why you're over here. And so I didn't because I was feeling like maybe I should just be nice. So didn't let it happen. I kind of let that whole thing go down. All of a sudden, there's this hush around the crowd, like this whisper of, "Oh my God, Mark was here. Mark, who's Mark? Mark was." Find out. Old King Facebook himself, Mark Zuckerberg,
Hold on.
is at
Hold on, dude.
the tournament.
King Zucky Borges.
King Zuckerberg, old Zuckerberg at the tournament. He did a gi match, 2 gi matches, right? Fought us 2, and I was like, oh fucking. And as I'm looking outside, I hear all this going down, and I kind of like walk to this other side of the arena, and I look out and I see 2 really like kind of high level jiu-jitsu people, Dan Camarillo, the Camarillo brothers, basically, and they were walking basically Mark back out to the car or whatever. And so
They were his security for the
yeah,
match?
yeah, he
Wow,
had like
that's
a
no,
whole. He had
that's
his
probably-
mom there, dude. His mom was there. It
That's
was
actually really
pretty
cute.
cool. Here's
That's
the
really
cool
cute.
part about it. So,
Yeah, tell us.
So,
Tell us.
mom. He had
impression.
his lady. You know, I think he had like a camera dude, and then like probably his training partner, and then like some other person. And, he was warming up and doing his thing. And so I was like, oh shit, like he was here, but he's like, yeah, he was here, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. And so like I saw a picture. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm not thinking we had no gi later. So there was gi in the morning, no gi afternoon. And then so I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And then here comes like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Everybody like just hears.
And he had already done
The
2
hush.
gi
He had
fights.
already done 2 gi fights.
morning, yeah.
And then like just a whisper over the crowd, like, oh shit, it's Mark again. And then like my buddy nudges me and he's like, that's right there in the hat with the hat and the mask. And it was this red ball cap with the mask. And I'll post some pictures on this one later. But it's the red ball cap with the mask. And like I like zoomed in and took a picture and I was like, no shit. And he walked up and I'm at the head table. And if you look around on all the videos out there, you see me with my blue cap and my San Jose sweater on. But anyways, I'm recording, crushing. So I'm sitting there watching a fight. They walk him to mat 8. And he gets up, pulls his hat off, pulls his mask off. Sure as shit, Mark Zuckerberg, dude, getting after it. And let me tell you something. That guy is scrappy.
Yeah, he could
Dude,
squabble,
he can
huh?
scrap, bro. And I was really impressed. The reality is like, you know, all of us in life go through shit and make all these mistakes or whatever the fuck we want to call them. But,
I wouldn't
dude,
call his mistakes.
whatever. Here's where I'm looking at it.
Respect, though.
Yeah,
Respect.
here's where I'm looking at
Mad
it.
respect.
That
Jiu-jitsu
stepped
is
out
the
there.
only fucking spot where you can have a billionaire on the mat and some asshole who barely makes $5 and they're still fucking rolling with each
Equals,
other.
yeah.
Trying to murder
Yep.
each
And they're
other.
trying to choke the fuck out of each other. And the best part is, you know, he's a good sport. He did 5 total fights that
Did he
day.
win? Did he win any?
He got gold in his no gi, got second in his gi. I mean, I think he got botched out of a call, but that's all right. No one really is upset over that, so that was pretty
So you
cool.
see, he got gold in second.
He got second and the gi, and then first in the no gi. Dude, crushed
That's
it.
Do
pretty
you know off
fucking
the
good.
top of your head anyone how
Mark
old he
Zuckerberg.
is?
I think he was
He's gotta be
Master
around
1, so
y'all.
he's like 35 probably.
younger than
Yeah,
I am.
probably like around y'all's age. I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit younger.
36, 37.
Yeah, he's
maybe
probably a little
closer
younger
to
than
me
me.
and Tim's
33,
age,
34. But he's like a Master 1, dude. Point is like they were giving each other the business.
Props.
I recorded it, you know. I'll put a little video up too. But
Yeah,
You
was a
talk
really
all
cool
the shit
video.
you want about someone, like, you know, oh, like we were just saying before this, like, you know,
Yeah.
oh, like everyone
You,
was
you never know.
fucking Mark Zuckerberg, this and that, and I'm sure he's been taunted by so many fucking people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
like, what is the better thing to do than just go learn how to like, oh, someone's gonna fight me? Let me just go ahead and
Yep.
you're good, dude. You're good. Are you done? Are you
Submit.
done? Do I need
Yeah.
to choke you out? Like,
I'm still waiting
Yeah.
to see if Nate
badass.
Diaz is being
Props.
charged with anything.
I don't know. Mark Scrapperberg,
Yeah,
dude.
Mark
That's what
Zuckerberg.
we got.
New
Mark
nickname, bro.
Scrapperberg, dude.
Right.
That's all right. He's got respect in my book.
Scrappy.
Maybe we'll find out about
Scrapperberg.
Nate. But yeah, dude, sick, dude. Timmy, thanks for coming in on the podcast, bud.
Thanks for having me,
Really
bro.
appreciate
Tim.
it. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
They were
Good
doing
stuff.
it.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Air
thank you.
pound it.
Mammals Wild Podcast. Be looking for
Late
it.
burn.
I'll put some videos up.
Word.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Sick. Thanks,
Cue
Tim.
the
Much
outro.
love. Much love.
Much love. Cue it out.
Oh, set. No, just kidding. I want to.
That's it.